What fascinates me is the evolution of life and this balance between the ordering mechanism that is evolution and the power of an agent's choice to potentially destroy what nature is trying to do. There are those who would tell you that life is completely determined and that what we are doing, feeling, and seeing are all just the effects of previous causes we can't control. While there definitely is deterministic power in each situation, that fluctuates between being enough for the agent to override and being too much for the agent to override. You're driving a car on the road. As long as the external forces don't change and as long as the agent follows the path, all is likely to be well, and chaos saddled and under control. But if an animal runs into the road, that instance is determined outside the will of the individual. The agent then swerves and crashes, maybe hits the animal, maybe doesn't crash. All the options possible were determined by external circumstance and limitations to the agent's options. But the agent did have a few options, and those few limited options do represent free choice. At least that's the way I see it. It's free, limited choice. Determinism fluctuates situationally, and the agent's power of choice is often minuscule but still existent. I always look around and it just seems like everything has some cause, but consciousness seems to be the substance of first cause. Many people like to talk about the Big Bang or the ontological argument about a necessary being, but isn't it more interesting to just sort of consider that the necessary being that's making the first cause is doing it every day and all the time, rather than some point in distant history? That first cause power exists in our consciousness, and we're its agents. I'm not religious. I also don't consider myself atheist. Non-religious people don't need a name. They're just people. I'm non-religious, but I can still consider rationally a first cause that we all live in the moment, a constant birthing of the future, a pure creativity that we're determined to take part in. Let's talk about necessary and contingent existence. In philosophy, particularly metaphysics, the concepts of necessary and contingent existence are fundamental distinctions used to categorize beings and entities. Necessary existence. A being with necessary existence is one that must exist and could not have failed to exist. Its existence is logically necessary, independent of any external cause or condition. Some philosophers argue that God, as the ultimate source of being, is a necessary being. Like I told you guys, I'm not religious, but perhaps our first causal power are derived from this necessary essence. I think it's probably more of an essence than a being the way we understand it. Mathematical truths such as 2 + 2 = 4 are often considered necessary truths as they are logically true in all possible worlds. Contingent existence. All physical objects, including humans, are contingent beings. They could have failed to exist if different circumstances had prevailed. Historical events are contingent, as they depend on a specific sequence of causes and effects. It's important to sort out what is contingent in life, what is determined in life, what is a first cause. Is it only the Big Bang, or is there some other kind of start to the universe billions of years ago? Or is it similar to the way we see things measured on the scale from like a provable first cause to like deterministic chaos where there's no way out of it and everything's destroyed? Is the continuation of our existence based simply on our ability to politically stamp out the deterministic nuclear annihilation that will likely happen or maybe happens to a lot of societies as they emerge out of adolescence? I wish I could be optimistic, guys. As long as we're still alive, I do think there's a chance to create a beautiful and productive existence. It's not physically impossible. But honestly, the way things are going lately, if I was a betting person... If you guys like this kind of philosophical subject matter, help us out by liking the video and subscribing to the channel.